Hi and welcome to NotYourDadsBeer.com. I'm Marc Bays, your host today, and today we're going to be telling the story of Faust, but not through a book, instead through beverages. We're here at Euclid Hall. It's an American tavern, up-and-coming beer hall that features quite a bit by Avery, and these two beers are outstanding. So in the story of Faust, we have, of course, the devil, Mephistopheles, and then Faust's love interest, Margarete. Now these two are exceptional beers by Avery. Mephistopheles comes in at 15.9%, and then Margarete is 15.3%. The difference between the two, Mephistopheles is a massive bitter roasted stout, where Margarete's the sweeter side. It's been aged for 11 months in whiskey barrels with sour cherries. So it's equally as powerful on a sour, softer note. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out. So why don't we start with Mephistopheles, see how it tastes, and we'll go from there. So Mephistopheles first appeared by Avery in 2005, part of their Demonic Ale series. The Beast and Samuel are two other beers involved with it, but this is an outstanding beer. So let's see how it tastes, shall we? This is the 2010 vintage. We're going to give it a nice pour. Look at that head and look at that color. It's fantastic. It's a nice chocolate brown. It has very tight looking bubbles lacing. The head's not too bad. Little head retention there. It's just pretty in a snifter. So what I smell, that's good. You get a little bit of booziness off the top, but there's sweet hints, definitely espresso, deep espresso, touches of chocolate and coffee. It smells great. Let's see how it tastes, shall we? It's a powerful beer. You're getting very big burnt roasted malts. It's very similar to taking a big just shot of espresso that has really great carbonation, so it tingles on the back of your palate. The finish is still there. I can still taste it. This is a great beer. This is not something you're going to pound back and sip. Sorry, not something you're going to pound, but this is something you're going to sip. It's going to take you a while. If I were to pick a time to drink this, it wouldn't be a hot day. It'd have to be cold, snowy. I would prefer a leather chair and a fireplace. This is amazing. It has really good mouthfeel. It's rich, but you're still getting the bitter malt, so it's nice and roasted. It's not so rich that it's almost dessert, but it's definitely up there. The alcohol is there, a little bit of booziness, but I think over time, it's going to mellow out a little bit, and it'll be really good. In a year, we're actually going to age one of these guys and come back to it. We'll see how the flavors change from currently to a year from now, so that's going to be cool. Definitely check this beer out. Mephistopheles. They release it during the winter. You can't beat it. That's a beer worth having. But now we're going to try Margarete. Now, Margarete is a softer version of Mephistopheles. It comes in at 15.3%. It's been aged for 11 months in whiskey barrels with sour cherries. This is a sour stout. Limited release. Very difficult to get. Thanks to my girlfriend for making the effort to Boulder to get this for me. And let's see how this one tastes, shall we? So it's pouring just about the same color. You can almost see it looks just really similar. Doesn't have nearly the same lacing as this one does. If you take a look at this, the lacing sticks, it kind of comes down, sticks on the glass. This one, it's there and it falls quick. The head falls faster, but it stays on top a little fluffy. Let's give it a smell, shall we? Oh, that's good. Okay, so what I'm getting coffee and sweetness. It's almost like a little bit of caramel. It's not nearly as powerful as this. This is like a triple shot of espresso type dark, where this one is, it's much softer. You can get the caramelization notes with the malt, but it's a softer coffee. I can't wait to taste it. It's sweet. This is sexy. This is a very clean beer. I'm liking this a lot. As much as I like the Mephistopheles, this is one I could drink every single day. It's a shame they don't make it every day. So what am I getting for taste? You're still getting the roasted malts and the coffee flavor in espresso, but it's more like a latte espresso. Sweetness of the cherries is definitely pronounced up front. As it finishes, it doesn't have nearly that feeling of you just took a shot of espresso and it lingers there with the coffee. Instead, it's very soft on the finish. It's very light. It's definitely ephemeral. As you can see, the head dies really quickly, but if you swirl the Mephistopheles, you know, it's about the same, but a little more head. This is phenomenal. Definitely lighter. You would not be able to tell this is 15%. This would sneak up on you. The alcohol is really well masked. I like the fact that it's not sour per se. It just lacks the heavy malt body. When you sour a stout, instead of it being really rich and big on the malts, it kind of breaks down a little bit, and you get more of the flavor of the malts rather than the thickness of it. This is an exceptional beer. Yeah, there you go, guys. Thanks for joining us at NotYourDadsBeer.com. Mephistopheles, The Devil and Faust, an outstanding brew. You can't beat it. Get it for a nice cold winter night. And then, of course, Margarete. If you can find this, pay whatever it costs to have a bottle. It's worth it. Thank you again for joining us, and we will see you again. This is Not Your Dad's Beer.